Roger, go for deploy.
Hey gang, welcome back to Adventure Fit Radio, starring me, Bones, the weightlifter, Doco, and Macca. Shrek. I think he got a new nickname today. We'll call him Shrek because he's a big man. He's not necessarily green, but he's big. Guys, we have a real treat for you today. We interviewed and sat down with none other than Sinnamon, or Mitchy Sinnamon. Really good dude. Just qualified for the CrossFit Games as an individual. So he went last year at the Games in the teams with Schwartz, and now he's an individual. So it was really, really cool. Super cool bloke, super humble dude. We spoke to him about his nutrition, what he loves to do in his downtime, how his training is now in the lead up to the Games, and some other weird shit that the good, the bad, and the science rolled into eventually. So it was really good, really enjoyed it. Short, sharp podcast, guys. You'll love it. As always, guys, we are sponsored by Audible. So jump onto audible.com, guys, / don't put guys in there, obviously, but / ADVF radio. You guys will get a free credit there. I've been listening to 7 effective things that successful people do. Really good. Download straight to your iTunes, and you can just listen to it. I listen to it in the car, and I think I'm doing 3 of the 7 successful things now. I'm definitely not waking up at 3 in the afternoon anymore, which is good. So I've eliminated 1, and just some other things there, guys. So that's my example of a book. I know Bill's big on Audible, and Macca is as well. We love the what they're doing there. So just remember, guys, audible.com. Don't check in the AU / ADVF radio. We are also sponsored Jesus Christ. We are also brought to you by Adventure Fit Travel, our big mother company. We released Philippines a couple of weeks ago. Let's get to the Philippines. You'll be doing some weightlifting with old mate Dim Clock, or Spud Clock, Dimitri Klokov. That'll be good. It's a short and sharp trip, guys. Plenty of stuff coming up there. Jump onto adventurefittravel.com. You'll have all the stuff there, as well as the show notes from Adventure Fit Radio. Also, gang, I'm going to mention this in the outro, but please make sure you subscribe. That way you can always stay up to date with what myself and Macca and Bill are up to, as well as anything Adventure Fit. Alrighty, gang, without further ado, welcome aboard Mitch Sinnamon.
Alrighty, here we are, guys, Adventure Fit Radio, sitting with Mitch Sinnamon, recent qualifier for the CrossFit Games. I've got Mac with me.
G'day.
And Tommy, as always. And Tommy's going to start us off with an ode to Mitch.
Very good. Alrighty, welcome aboard, mate. I've been listening to a lot of Pearl Jam recently, so this song is one of my favourites. They call it Jeremy. I'm going to call it Mitch. All right. Start drumming, mate. At home on Mitch's Insta, geez, he can squat. It was turning me on. Ooh, but that really ain't the half of it. He can lift 1,000 kegs. Just goes to show what dedication can do. And if I stop stiff and glue, maybe I can make it too. Myself and Mac and the weightlifter, we want to congratulate you for making it to the CrossFit Games. I'll make sure that I drink a celebratory beer. There you go, mate. Short, sharp.
Cheers, mate. That was nice.
Thanks.
Good work, Tommy. Alrighty, Mitch, welcome to the show, man.
G'day.
G'day. So you recently qualified for the CrossFit Games. How did that feel, mate?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty good. Wasn't expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a shock when they called out my name. Fuck, probably one of the better feelings I've ever had.
For sure. So where did it all start? How long have you been CrossFitting for, and how long have you been competing at the higher higher level, and where to begin?
So got into CrossFit 2011.
Yep.
Yeah, so I know I got introduced to it when I was in the Navy, and then with a few mates, and then sort of just kept at it. Did my level 1. Then just started competing over in WA.
Yep.
Started working for a CrossFit box over there called The Cell, which was really good, and they sort of took me under their wing. And just entered a few comps, and then moved back to Melbourne. Just kept entering local comps, kept trying to do better and better, and then
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So you qualified a week ago, or whatever it was, the Australian region. So you were telling me earlier before the show that you got into the top 5 early, and you were there throughout the whole time, the whole weekend, but it got pretty close towards the end. So tell us how it all went down and how close you were to not making it.
Yeah, fuck, shit almost got real. I was in, so I expected to do well at the first workout. I practiced it 3 times. I'd hit it, completed it 3 times in training, so the snatch one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was feeling pretty confident for that. So I wanted to sort of go out with at least a top 5 score. And then I thought I could take it out. And then Swanee sort of snuck me at the end there. But it was a good event. And then, I wasn't... I don't know, I thought I'd do quite well at the day 1, and then come day 2, I wasn't overly confident with those ones, but then just seemed to stay in the top 5, and I was pretty happy with that. Just kept chipping away, kept with a top 5 score for most workouts, and then got up to the last workout, and I was sitting second, and all I had to do was just sort of stay in front of Rob, I'm pretty sure, and I would have stayed second.
Mm-hmm.
But, a couple of no reps, and almost cost me qualifying.
Yeah.
So 2 seconds slower and I would have made it. So almost threw that one away.
Yeah,
wow. Fuck, that's close.
Isn't that crazy?
I went in there. I was pretty confident out the back as well. I'm like, fuck, this is a good workout for me. I just got to hit it hard, execute, and I can do quite well at this.
What was the structure of the workout? What was the final workout? I can't remember.
Yeah, so it was 21, 15, 9 thrusters with 3 legless rope climbs, 2 legless rope climbs, and 1 legless rope climb.
Yep.
So went out there. The pace was like Porter was always going to win that, mate. He pretty much did the whole workout at the back.
Yep.
And he was hungry for it too.
He looked pretty pumped at the start, didn't he?
Mate,
he was on.
He was amped up. Well, he needed to win that to qualify.
Yeah.
So he was sitting 6th, I'm pretty sure. And he pretty much did the whole workout at the back. Him and Tommy as well. And then when he went out there, man, he was just ready to go.
Yeah.
And so he took off, mate. He sprinted to the bar, and then they're like, all right, and I had Rob on my right, and I'm like, all right, just stay in front of Rob. I'll do your best to. And then, got that no rep, and I'm like,
What did you get no rep for?
I think I clamped my legs too early. So the rules were like you had to hit the beam, and then you had to grab the rope and then clamp your legs. And I think I clamped my legs before I grabbed the rope.
Okay.
So 2 hands on the rope, 2 feet on the rope, and then that's your rep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I came down, and I'm like, what was that for? She's like, no rep. I'm like, what for? She's like, no rep. I'm like, shit. So just straight back up.
Back in, yeah.
And I think I got a second no rep. And then so that sort of put me in a little bit of a fight. And I'm just like, just get it done. And in my head, it was just push through, just get it done. I was pretty fucked at that point.
Wait, did you panic? Did you think, I'm in trouble here, or?
I don't know. Like I was pretty confident. I heard the announcer say that I had to come top 9 to qualify to be safe.
Okay.
And then I had a look, right, and I was onto my last rope climb, and everyone was at the end. My whole heat was at the end. And I'm like, holy shit, that's...
Wondering if the judge just didn't like it. Didn't like your tats or something.
Probably, mate, yeah. Out to get me,
unfortunate, yeah.
Just let's build him up and break him.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And, so I ran to the end, and I remember looking after my mate, and I'm like, fuck, I don't think I've done enough. They're like, I don't think you have either. They were shaking their head at me, like, shit.
What did you feel when you crossed the line?
I was pretty cooked, but I don't know, man. Like, I was a bit stressed.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I was stoked out the back before that event. I was feeling really confident. A bit nervous because I wanted to execute it quite well and I wanted to finish high. And then after that, man, I'm like, I've just fucked it.
So how much time between when you fucked it?
Yeah.
At the end of when you've gone through the line and that's what's gone through your mind, how long until you actually find out the results of whether you made it or not? Like, it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 60 seconds?
Well, that's the thing. They changed around this year. So I think it was last year they would have the girls go, then the guys go, then they have the top girl heat, then the top guy heat.
Yeah.
This time they had all the girl heats, female heats go, and then they had all the male heats go.
Yep.
And so pretty much we'd finished, and it was like 2 minutes later, and they announced it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was straight away, and I just when they announced my name, it was a bit of a shock.
Yep.
And that was an awesome feeling. Massive relief.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. So what's next now then? So you've qualified. Now you've got Now you've got how long till the games? So what is that, 8 week?
7 weeks now, 7 a bit, yeah.
7 weeks. So what is the next 7 weeks of training post-regionals to qualify for the games? I mean, to perform at the games look like? You're doing more odd training and trying to get some swimming in and stuff, or are you sticking a pretty regular...
So I jumped in the pool for the first time the other day maybe since the games last year.
Yep.
So that was pretty good. That felt a lot harder than I thought it was going to feel.
It's nowhere near as hard as the ocean out in the middle of...
Yeah, but I'm hoping all that salt just keeps me afloat. So.
Pretty buoyant tank.
Not too bad. So, I'll get in the pool maybe once a week. I won't put too much emphasis on swimming just because it's one event.
Yep.
I'll keep pretty much just focus on weightlifting, focus on all my sort of CrossFit stuff. I've got, I'm going to be working with Yami a little bit more closer now.
Yep. So that's Yami Tikkanen, is it
Yeah.
pronounced? So he's the training plan coach of long-time coach of Annie Thorisdottir and a lot of the European guns for our listeners that might not know Yami.
Yeah, he's got a massive weekend this weekend. So with
the Meridian.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy to watch. I'm calling most of the records getting broken.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Maybe not Kara's snatch one, but pretty much everything else.
Yeah, they also get the massive advantage of going as the last region and seeing who stuffed up what on the first and second region.
Couldn't think of anything worse.
What, really? You think it's better to go first or second?
Mate, I felt ready for regionals 2 weeks before regionals. If I had to wait until now, I would be so cooked.
Fair, yeah.
Mentally hanging on that little bit longer, I think, would be draining, but I seriously think they get a decent advantage seeing who fucked up what in the previous workouts and mistakes. You know, like you see a mistake and you're like...
Yeah, but you're only competing against your region. So, like, if your first region up first weekend... No one's made any mistakes, and you're only competing against them.
I'm just talking about for like the records.
But you're saying,
because the competitors have the same advantage. You're right, but I mean, like
how to best approach the WOD and things like that.
Yeah, but like breaking the records in the third week, even if they're not probably as good of an athlete, might happen. It's a great region. It probably would happen anyway.
Yeah,
but I think it might happen a little bit more because they get the added advantage of seeing 2 regions of
test the workouts a few more times,
success and failures and what works in that workout. I reckon.
Especially with the judging this year, like it will be. So they've had a bit of practice and they'll be able to know where you're going to get no rep and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
It'll I don't know. It'll be a crazy region, but still, man, I was that stoked that we had first region this year.
So what's your you were talking about just before the show with me and Mac about your programming and how much training you're actually doing. So what's it going to look like in the next day to day? What's it going to look like? How much training you're actually going to be doing? You were saying it's shortened a lot from the way you used to be training.
Yeah, I reckon I do maybe hour and a half, 2 hours max a day.
In one session or 2?
I break it up in 2 sessions. So I'll do, like I say, a 45 session, minute session in the morning, and then I'll train again in the arvo. I rarely ever do 3 times a day, and if I can, I'll do the occasional just 1 a day.
Yep.
And I found that's really good for my recovery. So I put a massive emphasis on my recovery. So I'm still trying to treat it as I'm training as like a normal working day. So if I'm not training, the rest of the time I spent actively recovering. So like I'll mobilize, I'll get on a bike, I'll move around. I'll just do something. I'll jump in the sauna, have a float, all that kind of stuff.
What does a typical day look like? So you say you have a 45-minute. Is that just strength and you come back and do a strength and metcon, or you do everything in both sessions? Or
I usually split it up. Like, so for example, today went in the morning and we did a 40-minute EMOM.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty good one. And so had a couple of lads come down and do that with me. And then I'll go back in the arvo. I'm just going to do a little bit of weightlifting. And so I'll really try to separate it. So I'll squat in the arvo and I'll do a little bit of snatching. And yeah, that'll be me for the day.
What does your EMOM look like?
What was this morning? So minute 1 was 5 chest to bar, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. Minute 2 was 5 clean and jerk at 60. Minute 3 was 1 rope climb, 4 handstand push-ups. Deficit. Minute 4 was 5 snatches at 60. Minute 5 was 15 cal add on. So it's just 8 rounds of that.
Right.
So it wasn't too bad. Like 30 seconds work, 30 seconds rest.
So, and you're pretty confident that that's your best approach now, because I think when I stopped crossfitting, which was a couple of years ago now.
What do you do now?
Yeah, so when I started weightlifting, but I just looked at the amount of training that people were doing. Like you went from everyone that was a good CrossFitter was doing 1 session a day just in their gym, like a class, I should say, and then it became like, okay, there would be a couple of extra strength elements in somebody's programming before the class, and they'll do the class. Then it was like doing your own programming, tailoring your own programming. It grew out to like Schwartz's programming. Like you guys have both been under it, like 6 hours a day, and I just got to the point where for me, I was like, right, I'm not gonna put that much time into my day into CrossFit. I don't want to, you know. But now I think it's great that it seems like so you're getting your best results from 2 hours of work a day.
Yeah. And even so, I reckon there's certain times during the program throughout the year, like if you sort of periodize it correctly, where you should do like really high volume and you should do less volume and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So, and I also think that was pretty good. Like I'm glad I did a lot of volume back in the day because I think it actually conditioned me now for now.
Yep.
I don't break down so easily. I recover quite well now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I was saying, just different phases. But I've found this to work really well for me, and I'm not stressed out if I miss something. Like I rarely ever miss parts of the session. I'm not waking up sore and broken.
Yep.
I'm feeling fresh, and I can hit everything with intensity.
Yeah.
And that's the big one as well. Like yeah, just when I hit sessions, I go as hard as I can.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, massively.
That's cool, man. So it's funny that you break up a 2 hour session. That surprises me, but that's just so day to day. Do you have a session, a ton of food? Do you do like a sauna or a float? Or do you have a snooze? You get
Yeah, man. I'll give you my typical day. So I'll wake up usually at 5 a.m. every morning. I just I like getting up early.
Yep.
I'll normally go down to the gym. If I'm not coaching in the morning, I'll go down there and just get moving. I'll have breakfast. I'll mobilise for a bit. I'll do my first session about 9 a.m. I'll knock that out the way, and then I'll have some post shake, and then I'll jump in the sauna for about 20 minutes. If I don't do it in the morning, I'll do it at the end of the day.
Yep.
Then I'll just chill out for a bit, read, do some work, whatever I got to do. If I've got to coach a lunchtime class, I'll do that. Then I'll do my second session around 2 or 3. Have some more food, have a float, and then
So float and sauna in the same day.
Generally, if I can. I try to float at least twice a week.
Yep.
Minimum.
Yep.
At the moment, I've been jumping in 3 times a week, and it's been awesome, man. I never used to like it, couldn't switch off properly, but now I find I can just fall asleep straight away.
Yeah, I can't switch off in them. And I don't particularly like to.
How many times have you been in one, though?
12, 13.
Oh, right.
I go every week.
That's enough to...
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. Well, I try and go every week.
Right.
There's one just opened up I used to go to Tally Health all the time. One opened up just around the corner. Probably 15, I reckon.
Right.
I try and do... For me, I try and go see Jill, so osteo once a week on a Thursday, and I'll try and do a sauna on a Sunday or... float on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you mentioned before saunas. Sorry to cut you off, man.
Yeah, man.
Have you had much go with the infrared saunas?
Yeah,
Or is
that's
that
what I
you
use.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
so where I'm at the moment down at Telehealth, they've got an infrared sauna.
Yep.
So good, mate.
So is it better than the other types, you reckon?
Dry heat versus wet heat. Like, I don't really like wet heat.
Yep.
I don't really know 100% the science behind it, but
Sure.
I just find it works for me.
Yeah, and I was just interested because me and another coach at Richmond, we always had this debate about which is better.
Yeah.
And we're both just, throwing shit tons of science at each other. We both have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
Pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience. Well, I don't have any
Bro
idea.
science.
Yeah,
Bro
bro
science.
science. Yeah.
When it comes to training, it's bro science.
It's always
I think.
bro science. Yeah, yeah. But I want to give infrared saunas a crack. Apparently,
Comes
they're
out,
amazing.
man.
Yeah, I better go.
Dude, it's
infrared.
sick.
Yeah.
My mum's friend has one in her backyard on the peninsula, and just like it's like really cheap.
Who's your mum's friend?
You don't know him, mate.
How is she?
But yeah, they're good. I like them. So you get that in the one day. That's pretty incredible.
So I've sort of the way I plan my day is I try to sort of treat it like a full-time athlete.
Yep.
And if I got the hours, I've got to use them for something.
For sure.
Like treat it like a normal work day.
Yep.
And yeah, so that sort of works.
Good approach.
What do you do at night to switch off?
Read, man. I play PlayStation a fair bit, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Then normally read. I've been working with one of the guys from GW Performance League, and he's sort of been helping me with a lot of just like breathing exercises, mentality work, all that kind of stuff.
Have you heard of Wim Hof?
Yeah.
Do you do that?
So Yami got me onto that as well.
Yeah.
And that was really good. And just box breathing and just keeps you nice and relaxed.
Yeah.
Did you buy the program, Mac, or you got the app?
No, I didn't buy the program, but I've got the program.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 10
Because
weeks.
I was looking into it with Dan Katz and Zach, or Dan. Dan hit me up to split it to look in. Wim Hof's coming to Australia in September, actually.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So what do you do? Like, what do your breathing exercises consist of? And explain a little bit about. I know you might not, if you don't know the science. Like, why do you feel they?
So I'll do maybe about 10 minutes of box breathing. So 4 seconds in, 4 second hold, 4 second out, 4 second hold. and just sort of, and your mind just wanders constantly, and you keep trying to sort of switch off, but it takes a while, and eventually I'll get into a bit of a rhythm. And even like 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold and stuff like that, I find it hard for the first couple of minutes, and then I sort of start to open up a little bit more. And
Are you looking at a clock for this, or are you counting in your
I'll have
head?
a timer on my phone.
Yeah, okay, so you're,
Yeah, so like I'll just wait for the alarm to go off. Otherwise, occasionally I'll look at a clock, but if I look at a clock, I just want to stop too early.
Yeah.
So I need to I keep focusing on the time instead of actually what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I found that really good. So I'll do that before, say, regionals, for example. I was down at the beach every morning, which was really good because we didn't have to do the events at the Arvo. So I'd go down there, sit with the lads or sit by myself for a bit and just focus on my breathing. And that just kept me calm for the day.
Yeah, that's great.
I felt really good, man. Because like everyone, like you get anxious, you get stressed.
Yeah.
Just daily stress and stuff like
definitely.
But all sport is such a mental game.
that. Yeah,
Like,
massive.
Any sport you pick, if you mentally think that you're not going to do well, or you're stressed and you're worried about your opponent and stuff, then you're fucked. You've already kind of lost it. We've all heard the footy sayings that are the same. And I feel like mindfulness and, not spirituality, but mindfulness and meditative, practices for athletes is way more
underrated.
Underrated.
More important than the everyday
People should
person.
be doing it a lot more.
Yeah, what I'm saying is more in vogue, if that's the right way to put it. It's people are starting to see the benefits and use them. Like you never would have heard anyone say that about any sport. Oh, well, you would, but like
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, compared to like all four of us sitting in this room at some point for some sort of sport or for some sort of benefit have used breathing or mindfulness or whatever.
I think it's been a massive help for my training. Because you got to look at like the top athletes. They're all pretty similar physically.
Yeah.
And it's just their mentality that takes over. Like if you can clear your head, it makes a big difference. The more relaxed you are, the better you're going to perform.
100%.
The more like when you're out there and stuff and you make a mistake, and you will make a mistake, you have mental clarity, sort of just move on from it. Deal with it, move on. And yeah.
Do you find that it translates well into everyday life, so life outside the CrossFit realm as well?
My life's pretty relaxed, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I live a chilled out lifestyle, so it's not too bad.
Yeah,
Do you do those breathing exercises before workouts as well?
Yeah, so I'll do, like, if I've got a big session and it's something that's going to be hard, I'll sit down for a few minutes and just breathe.
Yeah.
When I float, I do it because it just
The
passes
box
time.
breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before I go to bed. So mostly I'll do it at least once a day.
Yeah.
But if I'm real stressed out at night, I will do a fair bit of breathing exercises. And then I just sort of read on my Kindle and fall asleep.
Sick. So when you say box breathing is basically a chunk of breathing in, a chunk of time holding, a chunk of time breathing out.
4 seconds in, 4 second hold, 4 second out, 4 second hold.
Okay.
And just keep cycling through that.
And how long do you do that for in a session? Like 10, 15?
Yeah, about 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible what it can do in 5-10 minutes. Bulletproof, what you put me on to, Tommy, most of them, because I'm always in a hurry or in a rush, 5-minute meditations.
Do it in the car, man.
Yeah, but 5 minutes. See, I feel like I need to close my eyes.
Yeah.
So
Don't do it in the car.
I just feel like for me it just works.
They say that
much
that
better.
breathing method, the Wim Hof method, neutralizes your pH levels.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about working out as well, it's also a lactic acid buffer.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
Fuck, that's interesting.
So I listened to countless podcasts of him, and now I've got his program as well. And so he talks about just when your body goes into different types of stress, when you have a neutral pH level, you deal with it a hell of a lot easier.
Wow. See, I've listened to a bunch of his podcasts as well, and most of it I'm like, this is so fucking interesting. Straight over my head. Seriously,
awesome.
like
tits.
what? Yeah, that's cool. So that's sick. So you've started implementing that in the last kind of 12 months or something, is it? Or
Yeah, I tried to do it a little bit before, and I got one of those things, like a little device called an M-Wave 2.
Yep.
And it's
Is that
heart math.
Is that on Optimos.com?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
That's a sleeping.
It helps with sleeping. Yeah, like it's just a stress relief thing.
Yeah.
And you chuck your thumb on it, and you just want to get coherent. So it will start out red, and then once you keep breathing and get yourself relaxed and try to get everything in sync, it will eventually go green. And then you want to stay in that green zone for as long as you can. You get scored on how long you're in the green zone.
wow.
Yeah, so it's just like technology.
And
blah, blah, blah.
when did you do? At what time of the day would you do that?
Morning, always in the morning to start my day.
First thing.
Yeah, so wake up and it sort of just gets me going for the whole day.
Is that a form of, say, meditation or
Yeah, breathing, meditation, switching off. Yeah, so yeah, I guess so.
so an M-Wave 2? You just get out.
It was really good, man. But then I found to be honest, I didn't use it as much as I probably should. Like, I started just getting off it.
Yeah.
And then I was just doing just normal breathing exercises, and I found that just to be just as good, for me at least. But everyone's different.
Yeah, it's any
definitely.
tool you can use to kind of clear your mind, basically.
But I think that helped me to transition, because I actually, like, I've tried meditation for years, and I just never really got into it.
Yep.
And now I quite enjoy it.
Yep.
Cool.
That's good. So you're talking about like everyone at the regionals is on the same level. Everyone's fantastic athletes. You got any other things that you've tried to implement in your game to try and put you, a step above, or anything that comes to mind?
Probably training partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably been one of the biggest changes I've made. Like, so I train with Kyle Frankefeld, and he's an absolute weapon, mate. Like,
Never heard of him.
up and comer, Yeah, he's a freak, man. Like, in training and stuff like that. Him and his brother, and Kieran comes down occasionally as well.
Yep.
So his brother Chase. Yeah, so we get together when we can, and we'll just throw down. And it's always good, man, because it's always pretty close, but Kyle would normally take it. He just pushes so hard. And so, like I was saying about before with the intensity thing, so we go in there and we're getting like a quality hour out, and we're getting a quality session out, so it's really good.
Yep. So he's kind of training the same. He's doing like an hour or two a day, or
yeah,
up
and then like he's big one as well. Like he's pretty outdoorsy, so he loves to get out and go different things. Like he'll go play golf, he'll go shoot archery and stuff like that. He'll go diving.
Yep.
And so yeah, like that's still part of training as long as you're moving.
Yep.
Keeps you mentally fresh.
Cool.
And was this put onto you through your coach Yami, like as in going out and doing, like getting away from the gym? Like for instance, 2 years ago, I can probably say for myself, active rest days was in the gym.
Oh, wasn't it, mate? Like 5 hours of rowing.
Yeah, it was if you were under Ben Schwartz with us.
Which is good. I still reckon, like, if it wasn't for, I wouldn't, like, I consider myself fairly mentally switched on, and I'd give that to Schwartz. Like, he creates mentally tough athletes.
Yeah.
Because you can handle anything thrown at you. But, like, now it's like, on my rest days, I want to try and get outside and actually do things.
Yeah.
Different things, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really good. And I don't know if it was more, not directly from Yami, but he promotes it. But just everyone, like, you look at all the top athletes, man, they're always doing stuff. Look at Fronting, man, like he's just got all these toys that he gets to play with. Stuff he's always constantly always shooting, they're always riding.
That's balance, isn't it?
So, what type of reading do you like? Like, what do you get into?
Oh, mate, fucking big fan of Harry Potter.
Yep.
So I haven't read it before, and I've only just finished it. It's really good.
Which book you reading?
So I just finished the 7th one.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched the TV shows for that reason, because I watched the first 3 shows, movies,
The TV shows.
the movies, and I heard that the books were just that that step above. So I've held
Pretty
off.
good, mate.
They are good.
Okay.
So
you know what happens to Dumbledore?
Oh yeah, it's not the nicest thing of things to happen.
Yeah.
But it had to be done.
Just keeping you on.
Spoiler alert.
Have you tried the Audible or audiobook?
No, I haven't done audiobooks yet, mate.
Plug, ching ching.
Audible's filth, mate. I put it on in my car, and when because I do some tradie work from time to time.
Yep.
So I listen to I've got a business coach now who gave me a book to read over the 2-week period between our sessions.
Yep.
And I plugged it in while I was helping my dad doing a little bit of tradie work, and I knocked it off in a day.
Really?
And the day just went like that.
Do you take it in though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't take. So I've started to make notes in books that I'm reading now,
Yep.
like sticky notes and stuff, highlight stuff to try and take more in.
Yep.
So I genuinely think it's probably like taking notes in a book, I'll take the most in. Reading a book, I'll probably take the next most amount in, and then listening to it, maybe I'll take a little less in. But even so, when I'm reading a book, if I'm not so 100% into it, I'll read a paragraph and a half and I'll go, what the fuck did I just read? I'll either go back and read it, or I'll probably go, nah, I'll just keep reading. You
Throw
just
it in
zone
the
out.
bin.
So I've got like for myself, like during the day, I'll read to learn.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read something educational, read something that's gonna sort of help me develop.
Yep.
From maybe like to help with my coaching, to help with my own performance.
Yep.
Of a night time, man, I can't do that. I've got to read something that's going to keep me switched off. Like Harry Potter, don't have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Can switch off, fall asleep straight away. Game of Thrones, stuff like that. Just books that I love, fantasy style things. Like big fan of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Big fan of Star Wars.
I'm the same, man. I try and I take the audiobooks in for the stuff that I won't pick up and read.
Yeah.
So for example, like this business book that I just read, because I'm not super excited about picking it up. It's just information that I want to get into my brain. I'll use an audiobook to do that. Or I'm the same, I'll read it during the day and I try and read fiction at night, something that'll, entertain me. Have you read A Song of Ice and Fire then? You read all the Game of Thrones?
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah.
I'm chipping away at them.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're so ridiculously good.
Mate, I found it really hard to get into at first. It's
Really?
It's a lot. Actually, I quite liked it. It's just a lot to take in.
Yeah.
They're a little bit confusing to start off with, but now I'm quite into it.
Yeah, I really like the way that they're written. So they're written with it's a normal paragraph of like, this is what's going on, this is the facts of what's happening in the world, and then you'll see it's written from one character's perspective every chapter. So and then you'll see in italics what's going through the character's mind, like what they're thinking. So I reckon you can connect with the characters heaps more when you're like, fuck, I didn't realise he'd be thinking about that thing that I saw in the TV show that way. You know, you really get to know him a little bit more.
Yeah, so when you go to watch the TV show, do you then, when the scenes come up that you remember from the book, you're like, oh, fuck, I remember that Jon Snow's thinking that he wants to bang her.
Well,
I don't know.
You know what? You know Melisandre, the red woman in the show? Well, you read in the books, you know how she's like, the first at least 4 or 5 seasons, you're like, she's an evil fucking bitch. But you know, she's only got a couple of chapters in the book, but you read the book and you read her thoughts, and she's 100% doing everything for the greater good, trying to save Westeros. Yeah, she's legitimately one of the good guys. And there's only like 2 or 3 chapters of her in the whole 7 books so far. But when you read that, you're like, fuck, that puts a whole nother spin.
Yeah.
If you're a TV show, if you're a viewer from the TV show.
Wait, what are we talking about? I tuned out.
Jesus Christ, man.
I tuned out.
We're talking about a story looking out the window.
I'm gone.
Sorry, mate. If we're not entertaining enough, fuck off. No, but we're talking about just A Song of Ice and Fire, the Game of Thrones book, and like the TV show and stuff.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I'll tell you later, mate. When you're not around.
Yeah, cool. So, Tommy, have you got should we swing over to some
mate. Sure.
news?
Now, Mitchie, you know the way the good, the bad, the science works? Sort of. Alrighty. So I picked out some current events, some good stuff, some not so good stuff, and then some sciencey stuff. And I can't remember what I fucking did there. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's all right.
Chat amongst yourself, mate.
Yeah. Alrighty. The good. An Indian man obsessed with setting Guinness World Records got 366 flags tattooed on his body and had all his teeth removed so he could put nearly 500 drinking straws and more than 50 burning candles in his mouth. Ha Prakash Rishi. Ha, if you're listening, mate, I hope I got your name correct. So Ha, who claims to have set more than 20 records, now calls himself Guinness Rishi. It's a good ring. Born in 1942 in a cinema hall in the capital, New Delhi, Rishi first got into the Guinness World Records in 1990 when, with 2 friends, he rode a scooter for 1,000 hours. Now, we're all
idiot.
Yeah, I know, it's bizarre. Just to get his name in a book, and I'm pretty sure you don't get any sort of monetary compensation for this or anything.
Oh, you get a plaque.
Yeah. Oh, you get a plaque, massive plaque. Yeah. Fuck, your heart's on point. Anyway, so we all know about dedication. Is this overkill or you reckon it's a bit of overkill? What do you reckon?
If you want it, enough. Yeah,
You like it?
it's not too bad, mate. I don't know if I'd go that far, but
yeah.
It's
They say it takes 10,000 hours to be a pro. He's just got 9,000 hours left.
Well,
to,
does it
to be
take
a pro
10,000 hours to have all your teeth removed and chucked?
I'm talking about the
500
I'm talking about
flags
the
in it?
scooter, mate.
Oh, yeah, for the scooter. That's fair enough. Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Bill?
Yeah, he's lost his marbles.
Yeah, I reckon he's lost his marbles. Squally.
I don't know, man. If you've got nothing else going on,
Yeah,
why not?
yeah. If you've got nothing else, this is my.
Well, you're right, I suppose.
My idea. So if you're a drug addict and you've got nothing else going on in your life, how good would that life be?
Oh, you got drugs.
Yeah, you got drugs. You got ice. It's fantastic. Let me tell you, it's good. No, I've never done drugs. Fun. All right, the bad. Now this is legit. Probably the most serious topic on Adventure Radio we've ever had. So enjoy this one. Child sex offenders could be executed or chemically castrated in Indonesia under a crackdown following the brutal gang rape and murder of a 14-year-old girl. Indonesia, especially Bali, is a black spot for Australian pedophiles. In 2014, it eclipsed Thailand, the Philippines, and Malaysia to become the #1 destination for Australian sex tourists. Now, this is, yes, like I said, this is probably one of the more serious topics we've had in the Good, the Bad, the Science. I've actually had this debate before because apparently I read a while ago that pedophiles and people that are attracted to children, it's like being straight, it's like being gay, it's like you're genuinely attracted to them, and it's not just like a physical thing you want to do. Do you guys believe that those offences, if they were held up, are too brutal and too harsh, or do you think they are fair? Not just with that specific situation, but with all future situations.
Could be an ignorant view, but I got no tolerance for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
What was the death penalty they were bringing back? Was that the start of the? What was the penalty?
For this?
They were bringing back the death penalty.
No, well, yeah, or they'll be chemically castrated. So either one of the two.
Chemically castrated?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I missed that part.
So that's just if you're convicted at all. Irrespective of if you're convicted
chemically castrating, it's probably the smarter thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's better for the...
Can you explain to me what chemically castrating is?
Melting their balls off with a vat of acid.
The only thing with that is people who get accused when they didn't actually do it.
Yeah.
And you see that, like you hear that a lot in the news, all that kind of stuff.
There's no taking back. There's no giving back your dick and balls.
But then if
they
did do it, see you later.
Yeah.
Well, it's fucking tough.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's
tough.
If the death penalty was ever to be applicable, then I think it would be applicable to child sex offenders. But the thing is,
it's hard, isn't it?
With child sex offenders and people like that, are they, like you say, are they born with
Apparently they
a
are.
disposition that they're fucking going to do that?
Yep. Well,
because if that's the case,
put
then that's
like this. Okay.
fucking unlucky for them.
Yeah.
And it's really sad in a way. I've got no time for fucking that either. Nobody does.
Yeah.
But do you end someone's fucking existence for something that they were born without any say in?
So apparently there's this thing out there called the golden rule, and again, this could be completely incorrect. I'm pretty sure it's correct though. Where the golden rule is if you're someone who is attracted to, I don't even know the proper word for it. I'm assuming pedophile to them is probably a slightly offensive term, but
I think you can say it.
We're worried about offending.
Sorry, you can say it.
Mac, I didn't want to be too harsh to you, man. If you're,
I've got to cancel my trip to Thailand.
If you're born that way and you've never been with a child, as disgusting as that sounds, that's you're living the way you should, and that's the golden rule, something you should never do. But yeah, it's super sad if you just happen to be born that way. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you're attracted to a girl, obviously you don't just want to do the physical stuff all the time. You actually want to like have a relationship with them, and that's, I'm assuming, what they want as well, which is tough. So I don't know what It's
a very interesting question. Did you also see in the news this week about the AIDS epidemic for prostitutes in Bali? Did you read that? It was floating around. There was an article in the West Australian about prostitutes in Bali, and they interviewed a prostitute who was like 28, and she'd had HIV for like 5 years, and she got diagnosed with HIV because she was sleeping with all these mainly Australians, but guys, and they would come in drunk, and they would go to a hotel, and they would refuse to wear a condom. Anyway, they did studies over the last 12 months. The sex administration of fucking healthy sex administration of Indonesia, whatever they call themselves.
Harder.
And then it's like 60% of the prostitutes all through Bali are HIV positive.
Really?
And through Indonesia. Yeah. It was a really sad story because this girl had started in the sex trade because she can make so there was the equivalent of making $200 Australian dollars a week a month as a cleaner, and she had an extended family, like 6 kids or something, and 3 brothers that she has to look after. Like, it's like she was looking after like 10 people. She's like 23 or 4. You know what it's like, what it can be like over there. And then, so she decided to join the sex industry, and then she was making that in 3 or 4 days. She'd make $200 Australian dollars from sleeping with like 6 or 7 Australian tourists a night, basically all Aussies.
Yep.
And then she got diagnosed with HIV, and in the interview they were like, "Hey, so did you think about leaving the sex trade?" And she said, "Well, I can't. I'd set my life up with, I had dependents, I had this lifestyle. I couldn't leave the industry." So yeah, so she's and she said like 1 in 3 guys over there will just straight out refuse to wear a condom.
Oh man,
isn't that fucked up?
There's definitely a mentality from here that anything goes in Thailand, isn't there?
Australians in Thailand are fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
disgusting. That's why Thailand and Indonesia, sorry, but that's why I don't like hanging around with Australians overseas.
Yeah,
especially in Bali.
I wanted to go. All my mates went, but because I've got a massive anaphylactic reaction to nuts, I couldn't go because there's just nuts and everything over there.
Really?
Not just the food, clearly. Yeah. But So I missed out on all this.
Yeah, no, you did miss out on. But Bali and Thailand are great. It's just the real vortex, like the middle of Kuta and like Phuket. Phuket and Thailand. Have you been there?
I haven't been to Thailand. Been to Bali.
Yeah. What do you think? You like it?
I quite liked it, but
Where'd you go?
where was I? Seminyak.
Yeah, Semignac's
So I
alright.
was in a nice sort of area.
Yeah, Semignac's alright. If you go into Kuta, I've spent a fair bit of time in the middle of Kuta and Phuket. Had a great time in Phuket because it was me and a mate. We're having a ball, just like running market, getting drunk, whatever. But it's fucking so gross over there. And most of the stuff that you put off by is like the Australians.
Yep. All right. The science. Proof of time travel. Apple boss says iPhone in 350-year-old painting is evidence. Apple's CEO Tim Cook thinks it may be possible after being convinced someone in a painting from the 1600s is holding the firm's product that has revolutionised how we communicate. He said, I always thought I knew when the iPhone was invented, but now I'm not too sure anymore. So basically, this painting called Man Handing a Letter to a Woman in the Entrance Hall of a House, which is painted by Pierre de Hooch. Sorry, Peter, I think that's how you say your name if you're listening, mate. In 1670. Now, I had a look at it before, lads, and it's a fucking iPhone. It's genuine iPhone. It's got the Apple symbol. It's got Siri on there. It's not. But it seriously looks like an iPhone. So my question is, do you think at some point we will invent time travel? Mitch, what do you reckon?
Don't see why not.
Yeah.
Open to all ideas, mate.
Yeah, well, apparently, theoretically, it is possible. It just seems like something that's just straight out of a movie at the moment, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but I guess so did iPhones 20 years ago.
At some stage, shows everything, yeah.
Yeah, good point, yeah. Macca? This is something you're interested in?
I am. We won't have time travel.
You don't reckon?
No.
Why?
It'd be sick though, wouldn't it?
Not
you're the
this
best.
year.
Where would you go to? Back or forward?
Oh, I'd go back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just relive the glory days?
That's it.
The 150
I'd
grand jet?
go back to
I'd go back to the-
2007 when I...
No, I'd go back to the
Snatched.
70s. I'd go to the 70s.
70s?
Yeah,
And just be a
go back
just
and check out the dinosaurs for sure.
just be a hippie. You know, times were good back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Times were good back then.
Oh, they were good.
I just came from there actually.
Where'd you go, Bill?
Where would I go? I'd definitely go back to dinosaurs.
But
you know,
if
what
you
about
get
the-
eaten, you're
what
dead.
about-
And you don't get to come back.
Yeah,
but
that's
what,
cool.
What about the butterfly effect?
You had a good run.
Yeah, well, maybe... Well, now you throw the fucking butterfly thing at me. You fucked it all, mate.
Well, if you step on a fucking leaf,
True.
you're going to max a chick.
Yeah. A good-looking chick.
A good-looking chick.
And that could be really awkward.
Let's go to Thailand.
I'd go to dinosaurs for sure. Check out the dinosaurs.
Yep.
And I'd go to the pyramids.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would fucking love to know how the fuck the pyramids got built.
Oh, man. Would you do the same thing?
Oh, it'd be pretty cool. I'd want to go to the future, though.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to the
I believe you
future.
guys didn't say the future.
You can?
Time travel to the future's been
No,
done.
no. I said
Pretty
back or
relevant.
forward.
Did you say been done?
Yep.
How do you mean?
Because there's
Oh.
a Russian cosmonaut who holds the world record for furthest time travel into the future, and he's travelled.
Closer to the speed of light than we have. So
Yeah.
relatively, he's travelled to the future.
Well, he has
Yeah,
travelled
but
to
that
the future.
sucks.
No.
We're talking about going to fucking flying cars
I
and
know
shit.
what we're talking. What I'm saying is, it's possible. It's not possible. It's been done before. You know, because this Russian cosmonaut spent fucked if I know what it is, but it was 2 years orbiting Earth and going at a speed that was that great that when you travel the speed of light, your time stays the same and the speed on Earth speeds up. You know, Inception. Inception. You know, Interstellar.
Yeah.
Well, that was because of a black hole, but that's. How am I going here?
Way to ruin a story,
And that's the good, the bad, and the science.
You can imagine.
Shit.
Just let Mitch go to the land of flying cars, mate.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so what about? Have you had a pretty injury-free run, Mitch? Or you had any injuries that you've dealt with over this period? Or
I've had probably the best run I've ever had leading up to this regionals. Overall, I'm fairly injury-free. I've had a wrist injury come from a few years back. Broke it too many times growing up, and then just never healed properly. Then I re-broke it at a comp, and then eventually got surgery on it. So I got surgery on it prior to the Open last year, 2015.
okay,
But yeah, after that, a few months of rehab, and it's never been better.
okay, cool. So where are we?
What part of your body was that?
Lost me
What did you
track
say?
of thought.
My wrist.
Oh, your wrist. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah, decent scar.
Yeah. Jeez, that's huge. Harry
you.
Potter for the wrist.
So So I totally lost my fucking train of thought there. So what's the plan for the games? What would you be happy with? What are you aiming for? Like, what do you realistically want to get out of it?
Oh, mate, it's like everything, mate. It's going to be cool to have a crack. But, yeah, I'd be happy with top 20 finish, yeah.
Okay.
How do you set your own standard? You know, you were talking earlier on in the episode about, I knew I was going to be a chance to win this event.
Yep.
How do you set your standard against people from around the world?
Pretty much I base it off just guys that train with and stuff like that. So for that one, so that's easy enough. Like I got a rough idea of who will do well in certain events in Australia, just from being around the scene for a while. I knew Swanee was always going to do quite well, though, and I thought Khan was going to be definitely up there for the first event. And then in training, I hit it the first time just to get through it, and then the second time I knocked like 4 minutes off my time. And then I did it for a third time, and I was feeling really confident with it. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to movements like that, like which I'm quite confident with, like I thought I can attack this and I won't have any misses, or I shouldn't have any misses, and if I do, I can just move on and still stay quite composed. But as far as across the world, man, you don't know.
You're just hoping for top 20.
Pretty much. I'd be happy with it, but I'd be happy with anything, to be honest. Like, obviously, I don't want to go over there and just not be able to hold my own. And you see people, like, it's always, like, for example, guys putting up regional scores this weekend, which, so there's that thing floating around where it's ranking everyone so far with the regions, and it'll continue with this one. It's not relevant in the sense that different judges, you're not going head-to-head against these people. You put up your best score for what's around you. So, like, and you always, like, if you guys are in a faster heat, you always push that little bit faster
100%.
and stuff. And it's just, like, you're not going to blow out on one event, just will cost you the weekend. There's a bit of game plan that goes into each. And so, from, like, obviously never experienced it myself, going over to the States and stuff like that, just from saying, it's who can withstand the whole week. Like, it's just going to be event after event, and who can recover the best in between events and still continue to perform.
Yeah. And this is your second time over there, last year in the teams for Schwartz's. What advice have you been given from an individual whose first time it had been?
So D has been helping me out a fair bit.
Yep.
Just telling me, like, what to put more emphasis into, how to stay relaxed, so
that's
just different things.
Danae Brown. Danae Brown, so three-time games? Three-time games athlete?
Yeah, 3-time qualifier, 2-time competitor.
That's right.
Because she got pregnant during the regionals.
Yeah, that's right.
When she came first. She was pregnant before then, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know how some people go over there and they just get lost in the games and they come back with regrets, or the other side is that they went over there so focused and they forgot to have fun. Like, what's the happy medium for you, or what have you been told? Are you going to go over there and, I know you said give it your all, and you're going to be disappointed if you don't get top 20 finish, or are you going over there for individual experience to go back next year? Or
I'd like to go back next year, obviously. But yeah, I just want to just give it a crack. It's like anything, like going to the regionals, mate. Like, you always want to go that little bit further. Like, you always want to place that a little bit better. But I'm pretty happy. Like, if I make a mistake in a workout and I don't do as well, there's obviously a reason behind it, so I can work on it. I'm never overly devastated by how I perform with things, because I'm like, because there's always a reason why, and there's always a way I can fix it. Look at DeMarc, like I did local comp, I didn't place that well in one of the events, and it was just a mentality thing. My head went before my body went, and I could have probably pushed a bit more, so I put a lot of work into that. And then, so when events like similar to something like that come up, I can push that a little bit further. So I'm happy to sort of just keep progressing. And so going over there this year, I want to have a bit of fun over there as well. Like, it's America, like I want to check it out. But also I want to use it as a chance to train with some of the best, and hopefully that will allow me to progress a little bit further.
It's interesting you said before how much just doing the 2 hour at most a day is helping you feel relaxed. Because I remember I was watching a doco of Graham Holmberg a couple of years back, and he was saying how much volume he was doing in the lead up to the games, because there's just WOD after WOD, like you said. Is that something that's going to change closer to the games?
Pretty much. Like, so I was having a chat with Yarmy the other day, and I'm just going to leave it in his hand. If he says, like, if he programs 15 sessions, I'll do the 15 sessions.
Right.
So I'm going to put full faith into him. He's proven by having so many phenomenal athletes. Like, you look at it, like, he coached Annie to 2 games victories, and he has like Goodmanson under him and a few other really good athletes. And so I'll pretty much put full faith in him. And I've been thinking about that. Like, I'm probably going to have to get used to doing a fair bit of volume. But I've also got experience from like my time in the Defence Force where you're just training all day.
Sure.
And then and then just going from that into just continually just trying to do 3 WODs a day and stuff like that. Like I feel
You can call on it.
Yeah.
And how did you get put onto Yami? What made you decide to switch from your previous coaching program to Yami?
So I met Yami over there and I actually quite liked his approach. And then I was just, because I was always going to train with Kyle, because Kyle needed a training partner and we get along real well. And so he wanted to follow the training plan. And then, we just decided to jump onto it.
And how does it differ? I've been told a few things that I'm really excited and interested in. But for anyone else out there that is not aware of it, how does it differ to your normal stock standard programming?
Oh, it's just smart programming. Like we do a lot of interval-based stuff. Like we do a lot of mass sessions based off. So, for example, we'll work out, say, our 2K time and our 6. We do a test for 6 minutes on the air line, and then we do intervals based off that. So it could be like 104% of your mass for 20 seconds, and then 20 seconds at a 40% recovery pace. And then like we'll do 40 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Like it'll be a lot of interval-based stuff. So
and heart rate training, heart rate threshold.
Heaps of heart rate stuff, which is pretty cool. And
I sampled his program a couple of years ago. I thought it was really good. And what I liked about it is I went out and bought a heart rate monitor and he talked about your heart rate variability and got onto a few apps of that way. And I think I'd never seen or heard that side to GPP training, and I think in the last couple of years it's obviously stepped up.
Well, I hadn't either, and I always thought like going back into it, like when I first got into CrossFit, like why would you use a heart rate monitor? You're just trying to max out every time, and it's not even the case. Like I don't. Well, it's just smart programming.
Teach you to pace as well.
Well, that's it, yeah. Like, and that's what I found with workouts and stuff like that. Staying composed, staying calm, not actually blowing out in that first minute, and just sort of trying to ramp it up as you go.
Yeah.
Like as far as an airline and stuff go, like I spend a lot of time on it. And I feel I've improved my rowing and just getting onto a bike. Just feel a lot more comfortable.
Good.
So, what's your nutrition like?
Oh, it's pretty good.
What would you say? Like, obviously paleo was the rage very, very early days in CrossFit, then became the zone diet, and then it became, flexible dieting. Or how do you explain the food intake?
I've never tried zone. I've wanted to. I gave paleo a crack for a day. It was good.
And how was that? Did you see a change?
I felt leaner. I don't know. Like for me, I eat pretty clean throughout the day.
Yep.
So breakfast up, like I can't have too much crap in the morning because I'll just feel sluggish for my sessions. Everything's about training. Like pretty much between morning and night, it's just about fueling for training. So like I'll eat a lot of sweet potato, like eat a ridiculous amount, which is good because same like down to Telehealth, like they've got the cafe there, so they've got food already ready to go.
Yep.
And that makes it a lot easier.
Sweet potatoes, paleo.
Yeah. And so I eat a lot of sweet potato. I eat a lot of just meat, stuff like that. I try to eat clean. Don't really eat that much processed stuff.
Yep.
And I've kept it that. But then overnight time, I'll treat myself occasionally. Like once a week, I'll have pizza.
Yeah,
Love
sweet.
it. Love pizza. Ice cream, stuff like that occasionally as well. But I eat relatively clean, I'll say.
What's your pre and post workout look like?
Yeah, so pre's pretty straightforward. So I'll have a breakfast, which is usually just eggs, bacon, avocado, and 2 bananas. That's my morning breakfast. And then training is usually, probably another banana and coffee. And then post-training, man, like I'll usually have a sweet potato bowl. So I'll have a shake, which will have like dextrose in it. And then I'll have, so just get a bit of carbs into me. And then I'll have some protein. And then about an hour later, I'll have, sweet potato bowl.
Right.
Which is like sweet potato with chicken tenders and just heaps of spinach. And then...
So how is this not paleo?
Oh, because I have pizza later.
It's 99% paleo.
Yeah, it's relatively clean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but like occasionally I'll have bread. I feel real sluggish in the morning if I have bread. Like I don't feel switched on, like I feel a bit cloudy. But overnight time I don't really care because I'm just going to sleep it off.
Yeah.
Like I don't promote it for everyone, but this is what's worked for me.
Yeah, for sure. So you don't weigh or measure anything. You just try and eat as much good quality food as you can, and you just eat.
I can always tell, like, if I'm feeling a bit like sort of, like, I monitor my weight, and that's about it, man. Like, I've never really had to. I'm always pretty much around the same weight. I'm always between 88 to 92, like for the last few years, and so I don't really weigh anything.
Yeah. So what about game day? What about like, say you're over at the games and you got 6 days in a row of 3 workouts a day or whatever it is. how do you fuel yourself then? Because it's pretty hard to get nutrition in when you're that
I don't
smoked.
eat at comps, really. Like,
Well, you got 7 days, mate. You're going to have to get something.
yeah, I know. I'll eat at the end. No, like, if we go back to, say, regionals, for example, like, I'll have breakfast in the morning.
Yep.
I'll have a decent breakfast. And then a couple hours later, like, that'll be at 8. I hate eating in the morning, man. Like, as soon as I wake up, it's coffee with cream.
Yep.
Like, heavy
Bulletproof
cream.
style?
No, just black coffee,
Yep.
heavy cream. That's it.
Yeah, right.
And that's every morning on the diet. Love it, man.
And then how long after that will you eat?
Like, this morning I didn't eat till about, I think it was 11.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't feel like eating.
Yeah,
And then
some people are just like that.
Yeah,
I'm the total opposite. I have to start the day with food, or I'm thinking, where the fuck am I getting food from?
Have you
But
tried-
that's just me.
Have you tried Bulletproof Coffee?
Nah, I haven't. And I know that's me and Jill are looking at sounds pretty lame. Looking at dieting together. No, we're trying to.
Do you guys cuddle?
I was looking at doing the trying out the ketogenic diet, which I would have Bulletproof Coffee at the start of
I've
the
done
day.
Bulletproof Coffee, and it was great for productivity during the day. And I would get up and I'd have that, and I'd coach the morning classes, and I would last until about maybe 10:30,
Yeah.
and then I'd be chilling at something.
Yeah.
I've been reading the Bulletproof Diet. Actually, listened to it on Audible, but so because I want to try and maybe start looking at doing ketogenic diet. But so yeah, that's what I would do in that case. But I've not been a big coffee drinker myself historically. I drink a bit of coffee now. But yeah, I'm just one of those people that just likes food in the morning. Some people like you, Mitch, just don't.
Yeah, no, I just can't really eat. I've tried. And then so if I have to, like, a regionals weekend, like, I was forcing myself to eat in the morning. I was just struggling. Like, Tommy was just laughing how slow I am.
Yeah.
Tommy Lingle. And then I'd have a couple hours later, about 11 o'clock, I was having a sweet potato bowl. And then before the event, man, I was having a banana and a coffee, and I was good to go.
Yeah.
In between events, I was having dinosaur bars or whatever I could eat, really.
Yeah.
And I always take a blender with me. And I was just blending banana with protein. And that's me. And regionals was easy, man, like, in the sense, like, it was just 2 events.
Yeah.
I had the fuel for the first one, and then I had to just get my post-workout for the next one. I was fine.
Yeah.
And you add in, I know you mentioned dextrose before. Have you sampled with, say, like waxy maize and all that?
Yeah, it's what's the product called? I used to always steal Kyle's. What is it? It's like comes in a white container. It's waxy maize.
Waxy maize starch.
Yeah, but it's a really good Vitago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
right.
used to use Vitago. I used to steal Kyle's Vitago because shit's expensive. And
Does he know that you used to steal it?
don't worry about that. Yeah, nah. So
But that's perfect for around comps because you get some really good carbs and it's all liquid. So you could go pretty much all day just on a couple protein shakes as long as it had the waxy maize in it.
yeah,
Certainly post-workout.
the States will be a little bit interesting though. So I'm just gonna get someone to manage that for me.
Does
But-
Yami ever look at your diet?
Yeah, he'll help me out. I'm sure he's really good with that kind of stuff. He's got Darren as well. Darren Ellis helps from CrossFit.
NZ.
Thank you. So he helps out. He was helping me out at regionals this year, and he is a nutrition guru.
Awesome.
And so hopefully he comes over. But if he doesn't, he will be able to give me a hand, I'm sure.
Yep. Great.
Hey, Mitch, I want to know a bit about just moving off the nutrition side, the social life to it all.
Yeah,
like, I
man.
know it sounds like very balanced, and you know, if you're a games athlete like you are, it's very hard to put in like a true social life, going out or, you know, whatever it may be to you. Do you find that?
bender.
Yeah, true bender. Well, that's what I was essentially getting at. Yeah. Do you find the best ways for you to tick off or switch off, or you know, like you said before, reading a book and playing a bit of Xbox, PlayStation here and
right.
there? Yep. Do you find that you're missing out sometimes, if you want to call it that, by going out and things, or?
Not really, man. I'm not that. I don't really like going out, to be honest. I'm not really that social. Like, I like hanging out with my mates. I'm pretty clicky with like a few close mates. Occasionally I'll go to things, but I'm not one to sort of head out that much. So, like, for example, like, you know, Simo, my old housemate, it was real good. Like, he was saying, so we'd just chill on the weekend, just hang out, not really head out, and that was fun. But yeah,
Also,
I'll go to.
when you're driven.
Well, that's the thing.
You've got a goal, isn't it? Nothing's going to stop you.
All I think is, like, I want to be in bed by 8 so I can get up and do this. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my focus, like, that's all I think. Like, I think about training a lot, obviously. And so my focus is around that. So I'm not that stressed about going out and partying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know which way to put it. But yeah, partying I essentially was what I was getting at. But yeah, like Mac said, if you're so driven and you really want something and you get so much fun from it, man.
I'm happy sacrificing a few nights out for this, mate. And like,
Yeah.
and like I went out a couple of weeks ago for a mate's birthday, and I had a couple of beers, but like I was pretty over it by 10 o'clock. And like and those boys are just going so hard, and I'm like, no, I'm done.
Yeah,
And then-
exactly. Yep.
And
That's what I found when I was training. Obviously, you're at a better level than me, but
questionable. But
Well, what was your clean and jerk?
do you know my first comp? It was the Mega Bowl, Moorabbin Mega Bowl. Mitchie came 3rd or 4th, and I came 4th or 5th. It was one under.
pretty close.
So first day I met Mitch.
All right.
So I'm one spot under a games athlete. Thank you very much. But I, going back to your question, Tommy, I was like Mitch. I would sacrifice everything, and then I just had a good hard look at myself and thought, well, I'm average.
Yep.
I better get some balance back in my life.
Oh,
the
you got
thing
a
is-
bit of skill, do you?
If you're really,
Thanks, Mitch.
if you're really enjoying the process, then you're not sacrificing anything, are you?
I like it, mate.
Exactly.
I love going to bed. Like, if I'm in bed by 8, I'm reading, man. I love it.
Yeah. You're an old man at heart, mate.
Yeah, that's it. It's good. Like, well, that's it. I just genuinely enjoy it. Like, it's not a sacrifice, like you're saying.
Would you say your overall goal would be just to be able to continue training? And like when we interviewed Rob, the biggest thing he was talking about was enjoying training and enjoying the process way more than actually getting to regionals, getting to games. Would you say you're on the same page there?
Oh, mate, I love training.
Yeah.
Like, I have so much fun. Like, especially when like a few of my mates come down from different boxes and stuff like that. It's so good just having pretty much just good banter, mate. Having a chat with your mates and just throwing down.
Perfect.
Like, I genuinely love training. Yeah,
It's good.
Alrighty, well, you got to get out of here and get to work, Mitch, so we won't hold you up for too much longer.
Back at it.
Before we go, we've got 9 from 9, so that'll be 3 questions from each of us. Mac normally starts us off.
What's your morning ritual?
My morning ritual.
Yep.
Coffee, toilet, train. It's pretty much
In
it.
If you had $1,000 left and you could spend it on anything, what would you spend it on?
Or do I have anything, or is it something new that I need? At the moment, probably get a PlayStation.
You actually got one? Or?
I'm borrowing my mates at the moment, so times are tough when you're trying to be an athlete. So I had one. I sold it to pay for rent.
Yeah.
But now I got money to get on.
Now you're a baller. Now you're a games athlete.
Living that high life.
And last question, if you had one day left on this planet, what would you do? And family and all that stuff's a good.
Yeah. So I can't say family?
They can come with you anywhere you want to go.
Anywhere I want to go. Well, that's a hard one. One day left.
You don't have to go somewhere, you can just do something.
I know what I'll do, mate. Go
Mini
skydiving.
golf.
That'd be cool.
Skinny.
There you go.
Skydiving's good.
Skydiving. My questions are travel related. Are you a well-travelled man, Mitch? You seen?
I've been to a couple of places.
Cool. So, first question is, what's your favourite destination on the planet?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yeah, actually Amsterdam, then Barcelona.
Right. Why so?
Amsterdam was amazing, man. It was just a beautiful city.
Yep.
And just the whole vibe, the whole scene. Everyone around there's really friendly. Barcelona was pretty similar as well.
Yep.
It's just a wonderful place. Like, I'd love to live there.
Yeah, Barcelona's sick. So what's your dream destination? That's my second question. Same vein.
Probably go back there, yeah.
Nah, it's got to be new.
Got to be new.
Somewhere you haven't been that you've always thought, geez, I'd love to get out there.
I wouldn't mind going to New York.
Yep.
Actually, it's probably a little bit too hustle bustle for me, but I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Oh man, New York's sick.
Is it?
Unbelievable.
Very.
You were in New York, weren't you?
I've been there twice.
You been to New York?
Yeah, I
I
didn't
agree.
like
It's super.
Didn't like
hustle
it?
bustle.
I went there twice, I
yeah,
didn't like
okay.
Too much.
Right.
I don't like it. I mean, I like it.
You didn't like it either.
No, I like it, but it's too fucking busy.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't like crowds. I don't like and all that kind of stuff. But I just really want to see it.
Yeah, I loved it,
That's the
man.
thing.
I was at I went to the Museum of Natural History.
Oh,
I went there with a mate of mine. It was one of the adventure. It was on an adventure fit trip with Colin. He was a champion. This Scottish or Irish guy, forget which one. But anyway, he took me
probably
there,
Japanese.
and he said that it finished at 10. It closed at 10 p.m. So we got there at like 4:15 or something. I just got to the front of the line, and I said to the lady, "Oh, so this closes at 10 just to make sure." And she's like, "Nah, sorry, sir, it closes at 5." So I was in there for 45 minutes, and I was walking. I was so angry because it was fucking awesome. I could have
really?
I could spend 2 days in the Natural History Museum. And then, because I got kicked out of there at 5, I bought Physics of the Impossible, that sciencey book that I was telling you guys about. Anyway, I took that book straight down to Central Park and just hung around. I could spend easily 2 days exploring Central Park. Like, I really, really liked New York. Went to the Lion King on Broadway. Like, it was sick.
There's so much shit to do. Like, it's amazing. Like, we did
Yeah.
tons of Broadway, and I spent like 6 hours at the Museum of Natural History, and there's so much stuff to do in New York, but it's so busy. It's just you just can't. You don't. It's not like a relaxed vibe.
No,
You know,
that's why I like
it's
the
not for
park so
everyone.
much.
Definitely not for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to see it at some point.
I reckon it'd be so cool, man.
Mm.
I might even, so obviously heading over a couple of weeks. I've got 5 days at the end where I can go somewhere, and we're sort of weighing up either going to New York or just somewhere around there.
Yeah,
So
good call.
see what happens. That'd be cool.
Good call. And the last one for me is if you're on a desert island, you've got 3 things to keep you sane. So they're not, you're alive, you've got food and water. You can't take people. What do you got to keep you sane?
I was going to say food and water, but there goes that. Oh, mate. TV, PlayStation, power source.
There you go. It's spoken like a true gamer.
Yeah. Hey, biggest role model growing up?
Biggest role, probably my old man. Like
Yep.
cliche, but definitely my old man. Yeah, like learnt so much from him and have nothing but the utmost respect for him.
It's amazing how many people say, I reckon, every
Yeah.
90%. It's good.
Oh, it's ridiculous, mate. Like he'll do anything for anyone, and he's just like he always said to me, like he goes, you're not always going to enjoy everything you do in life, but sometimes you just have to do it. And he goes, so just make the best out of it. And yeah, he's just champion.
It's good advice. What do you like to do in your downtime apart from playing PlayStation?
That's good. Like I was saying, like I do occasionally like to kick back with mates and stuff like that.
Yep.
I like to read a fair bit, and just chill out.
Just relax. Yep.
Yeah, same as everyone, man. Like just like to do things. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Gave a golf shot a few weeks ago. Fucking terrible at it. So bad at it. Like I didn't expect to be so bad at something.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to start golf. I really want to start playing, but I don't have enough time to get to a level where I'm as
Where it's
competent as my
enjoyable.
mates.
Yeah.
Because I'll just play with my mates, and I know my mates
They're all okay.
love golf, yeah. I just don't have the time in the day to, and I know I'd get obsessed with it because I really want to get
I
it
can't
going.
half-ass it. Yeah.
Nah, I want to wait till I've got a little bit more time in my life, and then I can dedicate, at least one day a week to going for it, or half a day a week to go and having a hit.
Golf's probably the one sport where CrossFit doesn't really help, does it? Helps with everything else. But
Oh,
just,
mate, I was watching people do it. I'm like, I can do this, and then it's just terrible.
Did you just... what's it called? Did you just Happy Gilmore it?
Exactly what I was going to say, mate. I was just belting that thing.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't going anywhere, though.
Yeah, that's right. Just Aries. Now, final question. Did you ever think 3 people dead or alive to dinner? Who would they be and why?
Muhammad Ali in his prime.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Good
Yeah, one of my favourites. Arch Barker,
Oh, yeah.
Hutch Barker.
unbelievably funny.
Yep.
Will Smith.
Yeah, good.
Why Will Smith?
Good.
Same reason. One of my favourite actors. Just I think it'd just be a really interesting guy to talk to.
Yes, well,
But yeah, definitely Muhammad Ali.
He'd be amazing.
that's a good trio. I think someone else said Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, someone said
Someone
Muhammad
said
Ali.
a couple of shows ago.
No one said Arch Barker or Will Smith. No, that's good.
Oh, you got to have something funny at the table.
Yeah,
man.
you definitely do. Yeah. Just bring Mac. Funniest man alive. Is that reputation justified? Yes.
Alrighty, so you got anything you want to plug, Mitch, before we wind it up?
Oh yeah, just a big thanks to my sponsors for the ongoing support. So I've got the Brave, Elfit, Lurong Living, True Protein, Fit Aid,
What are Lurong Living?
Deer Antler. So think like just a really good anti-inflam.
Right.
Really good for joints and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Good product.
Similar to fish oil or better, or you're going to say better?
Much better. I don't know. Like I found it just works for me. Like I don't get sore joints. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, cool. And where can people find you? Instagram and you got any athlete pages or anything like that?
I don't have an athlete page. I got told to make one by a sponsor the other day, so I'm still weighing it up. I don't know if I want one. I don't know. But Instagram is Mitch Sinnamon, MITCHSINNAMON, and Facebook is the same. If you want to add me, I'll accept.
Yeah,
I accept
cool.
everyone.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Beautiful.
Thanks
Yeah,
for having me.
Good.
Beautiful. And that's a wrap.
Hey, gang. Hope you enjoyed that one. This is take number 7 for me. For some reason, I can't do the outro today. It was a big day. It was good. Went from Edith Vale to South Melbourne to the Philippines to Adelaide, and now we're back in Melbourne. Guys, jump onto Audible. Just want to mention the sponsors quickly before I mention anything else. Audible.com/ADVF radio. We will always be brought to you by Audible. Get a credit. Listen to some cool stuff. So much easier listening to a book rather than reading it, I feel anyway. So really get on there. They're doing great things down at Audible. Adventure Fit Travel, guys. Philippines is coming up. Mount Everest is coming up. The US, I think, is officially sold out now, but just gives you an idea of what's going on at Adventure Fit. And finally, team, that's one thing. That's one thing I wanted to mention as well. Get around Mitch Sinnamon, guys. He mentioned before his plugs. He's doing great things in the CrossFit industry as a coach and as an athlete. So let's support him through to the games, and hopefully we'll speak to you very soon. Alrighty, bye for now.
Discovery Roger, go for deploy.